How to shoot movies to create slow motion effects. How to shoot slow motion video, techniques and considerations. Slow motion video can add a dramatic and visually striking effect to a film or video project. Whether you want to capture action sports, create a dreamy atmosphere, or add a sense of suspense or tension, slow motion can help you achieve your creative vision. In this article, we will explore the different techniques and considerations that can be used to shoot slow motion video. Understanding slow motion. Slow motion is a technique that involves capturing footage at a higher frame rate than the playback rate, resulting in a slower playback speed and a smoother, more fluid motion. Slow motion can add a sense of drama, tension, or beauty to a scene, and is often used in action sports, music videos, and film and television productions. Here are some tips for understanding slow motion. Understand frame rates. Understanding frame rates, including the difference between shooting and playback frame rates, can help you achieve the desired slow motion effect. Choose the right camera. Choosing a camera that can shoot at higher frame rates, such as a high-speed or slow-motion camera, can help you capture slow-motion footage more effectively. Plan shots carefully. Planning shots carefully, such as by anticipating the movement of your subject and using the right camera settings, can help you create more effective slow-motion footage. Experiment with slow motion. Experimenting with different slow motion techniques, such as using different frame rates or playback speeds, can help you find the right balance of drama and beauty for your project. Techniques for shooting slow motion video. Shooting slow motion video requires a combination of techniques and considerations, from camera settings and lighting to composition and movement. Here are some techniques for shooting slow motion video. Choose the right frame rate. Choosing the right frame rate, such as 60 or 120 frames per second, can help you capture slow motion footage that is smooth and visually striking. Use a high-speed camera. Using a high-speed camera, such as a camera that can shoot at 1000 frames per second or more, can help you capture slow motion footage with incredible detail and clarity. Use the right shutter speed. Using the right shutter speed, such as a faster shutter speed for faster movement or a slower shutter speed for more fluid movement, can help you create more effective slow motion footage. Plan shots carefully. Planning shots carefully, such as by anticipating the movement of your subject and using the right camera settings, can help you create more effective slow motion footage. Use lighting effectively. Using lighting effectively, such as by using low-key lighting or backlighting to create dramatic contrast, can help you enhance the visual impact of your slow motion footage. Considerations for shooting slow motion video. Shooting slow motion video also requires careful consideration of factors such as audio, storage, and post-production. Here are some considerations for shooting slow motion video. Consider audio. Slow motion video can affect the quality of audio, such as by stretching or distorting sound. Using specialized audio equipment or planning for post-production audio editing can help you achieve better audio quality. Consider storage. Shooting slow motion video can require a lot of storage space, especially if you are shooting at high frame rates or resolutions. Planning for adequate storage capacity and backing up footage regularly can help you avoid potential data loss or corruption. Consider post-production. Slow motion video can require specialized post-production techniques, such as by using software to adjust playback speed or frame rates. Planning for post-production editing or working with a professional editor can help you achieve the desired slow motion effect. Use slow motion effectively. Using slow motion effectively, such as by choosing the right moments to slow down or using slow motion sparingly to create contrast or emphasis, can help you create more effective and impactful slow motion footage. Continuing from the previous section, let's explore some additional tips and techniques for shooting slow motion video. Using slow motion for creative effect. Using slow motion for creative effect, such as by emphasizing the movement of a subject or creating a dreamy atmosphere, can help you achieve your creative vision and create more impactful and memorable footage. Here are some tips for using slow motion for creative effect. Emphasize movement. Using slow motion to emphasize the movement of a subject, such as by slowing down a punch or a kick in an action scene, can help you create more dramatic and visually striking footage. Create a dreamy atmosphere. Using slow motion to create a dreamy atmosphere, such as by slowing down footage of falling leaves or water droplets, can help you create a sense of tranquility or introspection. Add emphasis or contrast. Using slow motion sparingly, such as by slowing down a single moment or movement to create emphasis or contrast, can help you create more impactful and memorable footage. Experiment with slow motion. Experimenting with different slow motion techniques, such as using different frame rates or playback speeds, can help you find the right balance of drama and beauty for your project. Combining slow motion with other techniques. Combining slow motion with other techniques, such as time-lapse or hyperlapse, can help you create more visually interesting and dynamic footage. By combining slow motion with other techniques, you can create new and exciting visual effects that can capture the attention of your audience. Here are some tips for combining slow motion with other techniques. Use time-lapse or hyperlapse. Using time-lapse or hyperlapse, such as by speeding up footage of clouds or traffic, can help you create contrast and emphasize the slow motion footage. Create dynamic movement. Using slow motion to emphasize movement, such as by slowing down a dancer's movements in a time-lapse sequence, can help you create more dynamic and visually interesting footage. Experiment with different techniques. Experimenting with different techniques, such as combining slow motion with stop motion or animation, can help you create new and exciting visual effects that can capture the attention of your audience. Using slow motion responsibly. Using slow motion responsibly requires careful consideration of factors such as safety, ethics, and legal considerations. By using slow motion responsibly, you can ensure that your footage is safe, ethical, and legally compliant. Here are some tips for using slow motion responsibly. Ensure safety. Ensuring the safety of your subject and crew, such as by using safety equipment or planning shots carefully, can help you avoid potential accidents or injuries. Follow ethical guidelines. Following ethical guidelines, such as those outlined by industry organizations or professional associations. How to use actor directing techniques to create a melodrama. How to use directing techniques to create a romantic film. Creating a romantic film requires a combination of techniques, considerations, and best practices. By using directing techniques to create a romantic atmosphere, filmmakers can create films that are emotionally engaging and visually stunning. In this article, we will explore the different techniques and considerations that can be used to create a romantic film. Understanding directing techniques. Directing techniques are the methods used by filmmakers to create a specific mood, atmosphere, or emotional impact in a film. Directing techniques can include camera angles, lighting, composition, sound, and acting direction. By using these techniques effectively, filmmakers can create films that resonate with the audience and leave a lasting impression. Here are some tips for understanding directing techniques. Camera angles. Camera angles can affect the visual impact of a film, such as by creating a sense of intimacy or distance. Using close-up shots or low-angle shots can help you create a sense of intimacy, while using high-angle shots or wide shots can create a sense of distance. Lighting. Lighting can affect the mood and atmosphere of a film, such as by creating a sense of warmth or coldness. Using warm lighting, such as orange or yellow tones, can help you create a romantic atmosphere. While using cool lighting, such as blue or green tones, can create a more somber or melancholic atmosphere. Composition. Composition can affect the visual impact and emotional impact of a film, such as by creating a sense of balance or tension. Using composition techniques such as the rule of thirds or leading lines can help you create more visually interesting and impactful footage. Sound. Sound can affect the emotional impact of a film, such as by creating a sense of tension or suspense. Using sound effects or music to create a romantic atmosphere can help you enhance the emotional impact of your film. Techniques for directing romantic films. Directing a romantic film requires a combination of techniques and considerations, from camera angles and lighting to acting direction and sound design. Here are some techniques for directing a romantic film. Create a romantic atmosphere. Creating a romantic atmosphere is key when directing a romantic film. Using warm lighting, soft music, and close-up shots can help you create a sense of intimacy and romance. Use camera angles effectively. Using camera angles effectively can help you create a more visually interesting and impactful film. Using close-up shots or low-angle shots can help you create a sense of intimacy, while using high-angle shots or wide shots can create a sense of distance. Direct the actors. Directing the actors is crucial when creating a romantic film. Providing clear direction and guidance, such as by using improvisation or emotional recall techniques, can help you create more authentic and emotionally impactful performances. Use sound design effectively. Using sound design effectively, such as by using music or sound effects to create a romantic atmosphere, can help you enhance the emotional impact of your film. Considerations for directing romantic films. Directing a romantic film also requires careful consideration of factors such as pacing, tone, and audience expectations. By considering these factors, you can create a film that is emotionally engaging and visually stunning. Here are some considerations for directing romantic films. Pacing. Pacing is a key aspect of directing a romantic film. Controlling the pace of the film, such as by using editing techniques or varying the camera angles, can help you create a more engaging and emotionally impactful film. Tone. Tone is also important when directing a romantic film. Creating a consistent tone, such as by using consistent lighting and music, can help you create a more cohesive and emotionally engaging film. Audience expectations. Understanding the expectations of your audience, such as by researching similar films or conducting audience surveys, can help you create a film that resonates with your target audience. Editing. Editing is a key aspect of directing a romantic film. Using editing techniques such as cross-cutting or match cuts can help you create a more visually interesting and emotionally impactful film. Best practices for directing romantic films. Directing a romantic film requires a combination of techniques, considerations, and best practices. By following best practices for directing romantic films, filmmakers can create films that are emotionally engaging and visually stunning. Here are some best practices for directing romantic films. Create a consistent tone. Creating a consistent tone, such as by using consistent lighting and music, can help you create a more cohesive and emotionally engaging film. Direct the actors effectively. Directing the actors effectively, such as by providing clear direction and guidance or using improvisation and emotional recall techniques, can help you create more authentic and emotionally impactful performances. Use camera angles effectively. Using camera angles effectively, such as by using close-up shots or low-angle shots to create a sense of intimacy, can help you create a more visually interesting and impactful film. Consider audience expectations. Considering the expectations of your audience, such as by researching similar films or conducting audience surveys, can help you create a film that resonates with your target audience and meets their expectations. Edit carefully. Editing is a key aspect of directing a romantic film. Carefully reviewing and editing your footage, such as by using cross-cutting or match cuts to create a more visually interesting and emotionally impactful film, can help you create a film that is polished and engaging. Collaborate effectively. Collaborating effectively with your crew, such as by communicating clearly and fostering a positive working environment, can help you create a film that is both emotionally engaging and visually stunning. Using symbolism and metaphors. Using symbolism and metaphors can help you create a more emotionally impactful and visually interesting romantic film. Symbolism and metaphors can be used to convey emotions, ideas, and themes without relying solely on dialogue or action. Here are some tips for using symbolism and metaphors in a romantic film.
Steps to film with a smartphone. Steps to shoot a film using a smartphone. With the advancement of technology, smartphones have become an essential tool for capturing and creating videos. The modern smartphones come equipped with high-end cameras and advanced video recording features that make it possible to shoot professional-grade videos. In this article, we will discuss the essential steps to shoot a film using a smartphone. Step 1: Pre-production planning. The first step in shooting a film using a smartphone is to plan your shots and script your story. Pre-production planning is essential, as it allows you to create a clear vision of your film and ensures that you have all the necessary resources before you start shooting. Here are some tips for pre-production planning. Write a script. Writing a script is essential as it helps you plan your shots and gives you a blueprint for your film. Create a shot list. A shot list is a detailed list of all the shots you plan to capture. It helps you stay organized and ensures that you don't miss any essential shots. Scout locations. Scouting locations before you start shooting helps you plan your shots and ensures that you have all the necessary resources before you start filming. Step 2: Equipment setup. Once you have planned your shots and scripted your story, the next step is to set up your smartphone and other equipment. Setting up your equipment correctly ensures that you capture high-quality footage and audio. Here are some tips for setting up your equipment. Choose the right smartphone. Choosing the right smartphone is essential for shooting high-quality videos. Look for smartphones that have high-end cameras and advanced video recording features. Use a tripod. Using a tripod stabilizes your smartphone and ensures that you capture steady footage. Use external microphones. External microphones help you capture high-quality audio and reduce background noise. Step 3. Filming. With your equipment set up and your shots planned, you can now start filming your movie. Here are some tips for filming with a smartphone. Use landscape orientation. Filming in landscape orientation ensures that your footage is compatible with most screens and looks more professional. Adjust exposure and focus. Adjusting the exposure and focus of your shots helps you capture high-quality footage. Use slow motion and time-lapse. Using slow motion and time-lapse features of your smartphone can add more depth to your film and make it visually interesting. Step 4. Editing. Once you have captured all the necessary footage, the next step is to edit your film. Editing is the process of selecting and arranging the footage to create a cohesive and engaging story. Here are some tips for editing your film. Use an editing app. Using an editing app helps you edit your film on the go and add effects and transitions to your footage. Cut and trim footage. Cutting and trimming footage helps you eliminate unnecessary footage and create a more engaging story. Add music and sound effects. Adding music and sound effects to your film enhances the emotional impact and creates a more immersive experience. Step 5. Post-production. After editing your film, the next step is to add the finishing touches and prepare it for distribution. Here are some tips for post-production. Color correction. Color correction helps you enhance the visual quality of your film and create a consistent look and feel. Add titles and credits. Adding titles and credits to your film gives it a professional touch and helps you credit the people involved in the making of the film. Export and share. Exporting and sharing your film allows you to distribute your film to a wider audience and showcase your work. Continuing from the previous section, let's explore some additional tips and considerations for shooting a film using a smartphone. Tips for shooting a film using a smartphone. Use natural light. Using natural light can help you capture more vibrant and natural-looking footage. Try shooting during the golden hour, which is the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset, for the best lighting conditions. Experiment with camera angles. Experimenting with camera angles can help you create more visually interesting footage. Try using low-angle shots or high-angle shots to create a more dynamic and engaging film. Use the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a composition technique that helps you create more visually interesting and impactful footage. The rule of thirds divides the frame into 9 equal parts and suggests placing the subject at the intersection points. Considerations for shooting a film using a smartphone. Shooting a film using a smartphone also requires careful consideration of factors such as audio quality, storage, and battery life. By considering these factors, you can ensure that you capture high-quality footage and avoid any technical difficulties during the shoot. Here are some considerations for shooting a film using a smartphone. Audio quality. Audio quality is essential when shooting a film. Using external microphones, such as lapel or shotgun microphones, can help you capture high-quality audio and reduce background noise. Storage. Storage is another important consideration when shooting a film. Be sure to have enough storage space on your smartphone or have a backup storage device to avoid running out of space during the shoot. Battery life. Battery life is also a critical consideration when shooting a film using a smartphone. Be sure to have a backup battery or a portable charger to avoid running out of battery during the shoot. Continuing from the previous section, let's explore some additional tips and considerations for shooting a film using a smartphone. Tips for shooting a film using a smartphone. Use natural light. Using natural light can help you capture more vibrant and natural-looking footage. How to make a movie with a limited budget. Creating a film on a limited budget. Filmmaking can be an expensive endeavor, but creating a film with a limited budget is not impossible. With careful planning and resourcefulness, filmmakers can produce high-quality films that tell engaging stories and capture the attention of audiences. In this article, we will discuss the essential steps to create a film on a limited budget. Step 1: Pre-production planning. The first step in creating a film on a limited budget is to plan your film carefully. Pre-production planning is essential, as it allows you to create a clear vision of your film and ensures that you have all the necessary resources before you start shooting. Here are some tips for pre-production planning. Write a script. Writing a script is essential as it helps you plan your shots and gives you a blueprint for your film. Create a budget. Creating a budget helps you plan your expenses and ensures that you don't overspend during the production. Scout locations. Scouting locations before you start shooting helps you plan your shots and ensures that you have all the necessary resources before you start filming. Step 2: Equipment and crew. Once you have planned your film, the next step is to assemble your equipment and crew. With a limited budget, it is essential to be resourceful and use the equipment and crew that you have available. Here are some tips for assembling your equipment and crew. Use affordable equipment. Using affordable equipment, such as consumer-grade cameras or lighting equipment, can help you save money without compromising the quality of your film. Use volunteer crew. Using volunteer crew members, such as friends or family members, can help you save money on crew expenses. Hire essential crew members. Hiring essential crew members, such as a director of photography or a sound recordist, can help you ensure that the essential aspects of your film are captured professionally. Step 3: Filming. With your equipment and crew assembled, you can now start filming your movie. Here are some tips for filming on a limited budget. Use natural light. Using natural light can help you capture more vibrant and natural-looking footage. Try shooting during the golden hour, which is the hour after sunrise and the hour before sunset, for the best lighting conditions. Plan your shots carefully. Planning your shots carefully helps you ensure that you capture all the necessary footage and avoid wasting time and resources. Use practical effects. Using practical effects, such as makeup or props, can help you create a more realistic and engaging film without relying on expensive special effects. Step 4. Post-production. Once you have captured all the necessary footage, the next step is to edit your film. Editing is the process of selecting and arranging the footage to create a cohesive and engaging story. Here are some tips for editing your film on a limited budget. Use a free editing software. Using a free editing software, such as DaVinci Resolve or Lightworks, can help you save money on editing expenses. Cut and trim footage. Cutting and trimming footage helps you eliminate unnecessary footage and create a more engaging story. Be sure to cut out any footage that does not add to the story. Use royalty-free music. Using royalty-free music can help you save money on music licensing fees and still add high-quality music to your film. Step 5. Distribution and marketing. After editing your film, the next step is to distribute and market your film to reach a wider audience. Here are some tips for distributing and marketing your film on a limited budget. Submit to film festivals. Submitting your film to film festivals can help you gain exposure and potentially win awards. Use social media. Using social media platforms, such as Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, can help you promote your film to a wider audience. Partner with local organizations. Partnering with local organizations, such as community centers or art galleries, can help you showcase your film to a local audience. Tips for creating a film on a limited budget. Use local resources. Using local resources, such as locations, props, and costumes, can help you save money on production expenses. Be sure to look for resources that fit the theme and style of your film. Collaborate with other filmmakers. Collaborating with other filmmakers can help you share resources and expertise, which can help you save money and create a better film. Use free stock footage. Using free stock footage, such as from websites like Pexels or Pixabay, can help you save money on filming expenses and still add high-quality footage to your film. Considerations for creating a film on a limited budget. Creating a film on a limited budget also requires careful consideration of factors such as time management, legal requirements, and safety. Here are some considerations for creating a film on a limited budget. Time management. Time management is critical when creating a film on a limited budget. Be sure to create a realistic production schedule and stick to it to avoid wasting time and resources. Legal requirements. Legal requirements, such as permits or licenses, may be necessary for certain locations or activities. Be sure to research and obtain any necessary legal requirements to avoid legal issues during production. Safety. Safety is essential during production. Be sure to take necessary precautions to ensure the safety of your crew and cast, such as using proper equipment and avoiding dangerous locations or activities. Tips for creating a film on a limited budget. Use local talent. Using local talent, such as actors or crew members, can help you save money on expenses like travel and lodging. Additionally, local talent may have a better understanding of the area and can provide valuable insight into the culture and environment. Seek out sponsorship or funding. Seeking out sponsorship or funding can help you secure additional resources to create a better film. Be sure to research and approach potential sponsors or funding sources that align with the theme and style of your film. Use creative camera techniques. Using creative camera techniques can help you create a more visually interesting and engaging film. Filming techniques create emotions and audience attention. The art of cinematography, techniques for creating emotional impact and audience attention. Cinematography is the art of capturing visual images that tell a story and evoke emotions in the audience. It is an essential aspect of filmmaking, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. In this article, we will discuss the techniques for creating emotional impact and audience attention through cinematography. Lighting. Lighting is one of the most critical elements of cinematography, as it sets the mood and tone of the scene. The right lighting can create a sense of drama, mystery, or intimacy, while the wrong lighting can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some techniques for using lighting to create emotional impact. High contrast lighting. High contrast lighting, which involves using a strong light source to create deep shadows and bright highlights, can create a sense of drama and mystery. Soft lighting. Soft lighting, which involves using diffused light sources to create a gentle, natural glow, can create a sense of intimacy and comfort. Backlighting. Backlighting, which involves placing the light source behind the subject, can create a sense of depth and separation, which can be useful for highlighting emotion or tension. Framing. Framing is the process of selecting and positioning the camera to capture the image. The right framing can create a sense of tension, intimacy, or detachment, while the wrong framing can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some framing techniques for creating emotional impact. Close-up shots. Close-up shots, which involve framing the subject's face or a specific detail, can create a sense of intimacy and vulnerability. Wide shots. Wide shots, which involve framing the entire scene, can create a sense of detachment and isolation. Dutch angles. Dutch angles, which involve tilting the camera to create a sense of disorientation, can create a sense of tension and unease. Movement. Movement is the process of moving the camera during the shot. The right movement can create a sense of energy, urgency, or fluidity, while the wrong movement can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some movement techniques for creating emotional impact. Steadicam shots. Steadicam shots, which involve using a stabilizing device to create smooth, fluid movement, can create a sense of energy and urgency. Tracking shots. Tracking shots, which involve moving the camera along a track or dolly, can create a sense of momentum and fluidity. Handheld shots. Handheld shots, which involve holding the camera by hand to create a shaky, unstable image, can create a sense of chaos and urgency. Color. Color is an essential aspect of cinematography, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and tone of the scene. The right color palette can create a sense of warmth, tension, or melancholy, while the wrong color palette can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some color techniques for creating emotional impact. Warm colors. Warm colors, such as reds, oranges, and yellows, can create a sense of warmth and comfort. Cool colors. Cool colors, such as blues, greens, and purples, can create a sense of detachment and melancholy. Monochromatic colors. Monochromatic colors, which involve using variations of a single color, can create a sense of mood and intensity. Composition. Composition is the process of arranging the elements in the frame to create a visually pleasing and engaging image. The right composition can create a sense of balance, tension, or movement, while the wrong composition can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some composition techniques for creating emotional impact. Rule of thirds. The rule of thirds involves dividing the frame into thirds both vertically and horizontally and placing the subject at the intersection points. This technique can create a sense of balance and visual interest. Symmetry. Symmetry involves arranging the elements in the frame to create a mirror image. This technique can create a sense of balance and harmony. Leading lines. Leading lines involve using lines in the frame to guide the viewer's eye to the subject. This technique can create a sense of movement and direction. Sound. Sound is an often overlooked aspect of cinematography, but it is crucial for creating emotional impact and engaging the audience. The right sound can create a sense of tension, intimacy, or excitement, while the wrong sound can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some sound techniques for creating emotional impact. Sound effects. Sound effects, such as footsteps, gunshots, or explosions, can create a sense of realism and tension. Music. Music can greatly impact the emotional tone of the scene. Consider using music to create a sense of tension, excitement, or intimacy. Silence. Silence can be a powerful tool for creating emotional impact. Consider using silence to create a sense of tension or to highlight a dramatic moment. Editing. Editing is the process of selecting and arranging the shots to create a cohesive and engaging story. The right editing can create a sense of rhythm, pacing, and emotional impact, while the wrong editing can detract from the emotional impact of the scene. Here are some editing techniques for creating emotional impact. Montage. Montage involves using a series of shots to convey the passage of time or to create a sense of emotion. This technique can be useful for creating a sense of nostalgia or to highlight a dramatic moment. Jump cuts. Jump cuts involve cutting between shots that are visually similar but occur at different times. This technique can create a sense of unease or disorientation. Slow motion. Slow motion involves slowing down the action to create a sense of drama or to highlight a dramatic moment. Genre considerations. Different genres of film require different approaches to cinematography. For example, horror films often use low-key lighting and Dutch angles to create a sense of tension and unease, while romantic comedies often use soft lighting and warm colors to create a sense of intimacy and comfort. When selecting cinematography techniques, it is essential to consider the genre of the film and how the techniques can be used to enhance the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Storytelling. Cinematography is an essential aspect of storytelling, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. When selecting cinematography techniques, it is important to consider how the techniques can be used to tell the story and convey the emotions of the characters. For example, close-up shots can be used to highlight the emotions of the characters, while wide shots can be used to convey the setting and atmosphere of the scene.
How to use sound engineering to create. Continuing from the previous section, let's explore some additional tips and considerations for creating emotional impact and audience attention through cinematography. Emphasize the emotions. One of the primary goals of cinematography is to convey the emotions of the characters in the story. To achieve this goal, it is important to use techniques that emphasize the emotions of the characters. For example, Close-up shots of the actor's face can convey their emotions, while camera movements that follow the character can create a sense of empathy and connection. Use color to set the tone. Color is a powerful tool that can be used to set the tone and emotion of the scene. For example, warm colors such as red, orange, and yellow can create a sense of warmth and intimacy, while cool colors such as blue, green, and purple can create a sense of detachment and melancholy. The color palette should be chosen based on the tone and emotion of the scene. Use different camera angles. Different camera angles can be used to create different emotions and moods. For example, a low-angle shot can create a sense of power and dominance, while a high-angle shot can create a sense of vulnerability and weakness. The camera angle should be chosen based on the emotion and mood that the scene is trying to convey. Use movement to create emotion. Movement is another powerful tool that can be used to create emotion and mood. For example, a slow camera movement can create a sense of relaxation and peace, while a fast camera movement can create a sense of urgency and tension. The movement should be chosen based on the emotion and mood that the scene is trying to convey. Experiment with different techniques. Cinematography is an art, and there are no hard and fast rules. Filmmakers should experiment with different techniques to find what works best for their story and characters. For example, a filmmaker may find that a combination of warm lighting and slow camera movement works best for conveying the emotion of the scene. Take inspiration from other films. Filmmakers can take inspiration from other films to find new and innovative ways of using cinematography to create emotion and mood. For example, a filmmaker may be inspired by the use of color in a classic film and incorporate similar techniques into their own work. Use cinematography to enhance the story. Cinematography should be used to enhance the story and characters, not distract from them. Filmmakers should always consider how their use of cinematography will affect the overall story and characters. Conclusion. In conclusion, cinematography is an essential aspect of filmmaking, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. By using techniques such as lighting, framing, movement, color, composition, sound, and editing, filmmakers can create films that tell engaging stories and capture the attention of audiences. By considering factors such as genre, storytelling, collaboration, and technical considerations, filmmakers can create professional-grade films that showcase their creativity and filmmaking skills. Remember, with persistence and dedication, anything is possible in the world of cinematography. And the right cinematography techniques can greatly enhance the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Viet 1 by Viet Bang Tiang on Dai 1402 Ve Chu de Lam the Now de Su Dung Ky Tuat M Ton de Tao Ra. Creating emotional impact and audience engagement through sound design. Sound design is an essential aspect of filmmaking, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Sound design involves creating and manipulating sound effects, music, and dialogue to create a cohesive and immersive audio experience. In this article, we will discuss the techniques and considerations for using sound design to create emotional impact and audience engagement. Establishing a sound vocabulary. The first step in creating effective sound design is to establish a sound vocabulary that aligns with the mood and tone of the film. A sound vocabulary is a set of sounds and music that are used consistently throughout the film to create a sense of continuity and coherence. For example, a horror film may use low-frequency sounds and dissonant music to create a sense of tension, while a romantic comedy may use upbeat music and soft sounds to create a sense of warmth and intimacy. Creating sound effects. Sound effects are an essential aspect of sound design, as they can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Sound effects can be used to create a sense of realism, tension, or excitement. For example, the sound of footsteps can create a sense of tension and anticipation, while the sound of an explosion can create a sense of excitement and chaos. When creating sound effects, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to create sounds that align with those emotions. Using music to create emotion. Music is another important aspect of sound design, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Music can be used to create a sense of tension, excitement, or emotion. For example, a slow, melancholy piano piece can create a sense of sadness and introspection, while a fast-paced, upbeat track can create a sense of excitement and energy. When selecting music, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to choose music that aligns with those emotions. Dialogue and voiceover. Dialogue and voiceover are yet another aspect of sound design that can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Dialogue and voiceover can be used to convey information, emotion, and tone. For example, a character's voiceover can provide insight into their thoughts and emotions, while a character's dialogue can reveal their personality and motivations. When writing dialogue and voiceover, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to create dialogue that aligns with those emotions. Consider the sound mix. The sound mix is the process of balancing and adjusting the sound levels of the different elements of the film, such as dialogue, music, and sound effects. The sound mix is an essential aspect of sound design, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. When mixing sound, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to adjust the levels of the different elements to create a cohesive and immersive audio experience. Using sound design to enhance the story. Sound design should be used to enhance the story and characters, not distract from them. Sound design can be used to create a sense of realism, tension, or emotion, but it should never detract from the story or characters. When using sound design, it is important to consider how the sound will affect the overall story and characters. Collaboration. Sound design is a collaborative process that involves working closely with the director, editor, and other members of the creative team. When creating sound design, it is important to consider the vision of the director and how the sound can be used to bring their vision to life. Additionally, collaborating with the editor can help ensure that the sound aligns with the overall pacing and rhythm of the film. Use silence to create tension. Silence can be a powerful tool for creating emotional impact and tension. By using moments of silence, filmmakers can create a sense of anticipation and build tension. For example, a horror film may use moments of silence before a jump scare to create a sense of dread and anticipation.
How to use editing techniques to increase the appeal of the film. Enhancing audience engagement through film editing techniques. Film editing is an essential aspect of filmmaking, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Film editing involves selecting and arranging footage to create a cohesive and engaging story. In this article, we will discuss the techniques and considerations for using film editing to enhance audience engagement. Establishing a pace. One of the primary goals of film editing is to establish a pace that aligns with the tone and emotion of the film. The pace refers to the speed at which the scenes and shots are edited together. A fast pace can create a sense of excitement and urgency, while a slow pace can create a sense of relaxation and contemplation. When selecting the pace of the film, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to select a pace that aligns with those emotions. Creating rhythm. Rhythm is another important aspect of film editing, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Rhythm refers to the pattern of shots and scenes in the film. A consistent rhythm can create a sense of continuity and coherence, while an irregular rhythm can create a sense of tension and unpredictability. When creating rhythm, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to create a rhythm that aligns with those emotions. Using transitions. Transitions are the visual and audio effects that are used to connect one shot or scene to the next. Transitions can be used to create a sense of continuity and coherence or to create contrast and tension. For example, a dissolve transition can create a sense of continuity and flow, while a jump cut can create a sense of jarring and abruptness. When selecting transitions, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to select transitions that align with those emotions. Establishing a narrative structure. Film editing is also essential for establishing a narrative structure that tells a cohesive and engaging story. The narrative structure refers to the way in which the story is told, such as through a linear or nonlinear timeline or through flashbacks and flash-forwards. When establishing a narrative structure, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the story and to select a structure that aligns with those emotions. Using sound design. Sound design is another important aspect of film editing, as it can greatly impact the emotional impact and engagement of the audience. Sound design involves selecting and manipulating sound effects, music, and dialogue to create a cohesive and immersive audio experience. By using sound design, filmmakers can create a sense of realism, tension, or emotion. When selecting sound design, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to select sound design that aligns with those emotions. Using color grading. Color grading is the process of adjusting the color and tone of the footage to create a cohesive and engaging visual experience. Color grading can be used to create a sense of realism, tension, or emotion. For example, a horror film may use desaturated colors to create a sense of dread and fear, while a romantic comedy may use warm colors to create a sense of intimacy and warmth. When selecting color grading, it is important to consider the tone and emotion of the scene and to select color grading that aligns with those emotions. Experimenting with different techniques. Film editing is an art form, and there are no hard and fast rules. Filmmakers should experiment with different techniques to find what works best for their story and characters. For example, a filmmaker may find that a combination of jump cuts and slow-motion shots works best for conveying the emotion of the scene. Collaboration. Film editing is a collaborative process that involves working closely with the director, sound designer, and other members of the creative team. When creating film editing, it is important to consider the vision of the director and how the editing can be used to bring their vision to life. Additionally, collaborating with the sound designer can help ensure that the sound aligns with the overall pacing and rhythm of the film. Using montages. Montages are sequences of short shots that are edited together to create a specific narrative or emotional effect. Montages can be used to create a sense of time passing, to show a character's growth or development, or to convey a specific emotion or theme. For example, a sports film may use a montage to show a character's journey from novice to champion. Using continuity editing. Continuity editing is a style of film editing that emphasizes the smooth and coherent flow of the narrative. Continuity editing is used to create a sense of realism and continuity within the film. For example, continuity editing may ensure that a character's position and movements are consistent from shot to shot. Using nonlinear editing. Nonlinear editing is a style of film editing that allows filmmakers to edit footage out of chronological order. Nonlinear editing can be used to create a sense of tension and unpredictability or to show different perspectives and narratives within the film. For example, a mystery film may use nonlinear editing to show different characters' perspectives on a particular event. Using cross-cutting. Cross-cutting is a technique in which two or more sets of action are edited together to create a sense of parallel events. Cross-cutting can be used to create tension and excitement or to show the connections between different characters or events. For example, a thriller film may use cross-cutting to show a character's pursuit of a suspect and the suspect's attempts to evade capture. Using jump cuts. Jump cuts are abrupt cuts between shots that create a sense of time passing or discontinuity. Jump cuts can be used to create a sense of tension and unpredictability or to show a character's emotional state. For example, a drama film may use jump cuts to show a character's emotional turmoil or to create a sense of disorientation. Using match cuts. Match cuts are cuts between shots that create a visual or auditory connection between the two shots. Match cuts can be used to create a sense of continuity or to show the connections between different characters or events. For example, a film may use a match cut to show a character closing a door and then cut to a shot of the same character opening a different door. Continuing from the previous section, let's explore some additional tips and considerations for using film editing to enhance audience engagement. Using extreme close-ups and long shots. Extreme close-ups and long shots are two types of shots that can be used to create a sense of intimacy or distance. Extreme close-ups can be used to show small details or to create a sense of intimacy with the character, while long shots can be used to show the character in relation to their environment or to create a sense of distance or isolation. For example, a drama film may use an extreme close-up to show a character's emotional reaction to a particular event, or a long shot to show the character in relation to their surroundings. Experimenting with camera movement. Camera movement, such as pans, tilts, and tracking shots, can be used to create a sense of movement and energy within the film. Camera movement can be used to follow the action or to create a sense of tension and anticipation. For example, a chase scene may use a tracking shot to follow the action or a tilt to show the height of a building. Using cutaways and inserts. Cutaways and inserts are shots that are used to break up the main action of the scene.